In a few days from now, Planetside 2 will celebrate its 11 years anniversary, meaning that the game has now hit the 11 years mark, and it will therefore be some updates brought into the game, alongside with double XP weekends for all between November 17 up to November 20, and between November 24 to 26 for members. So keep that in mind if you're playing Planetside 2. However, nothing lasts forever, or at least not a video game, and even though there's still quite a few players playing Planetside 2 and a pretty loyal player base, that has to be said, the game is old now and no one knows how long the Planetside 2 experience will last. I made a video recently where I put the question out there: if you believe that Planetside 2 would be able to survive another 10 years from now, and many of you answered no, which is quite expected in a way, since I also have a hard time to believe that the game will still be up and running in 10 years from now. So are we instead talking about 1 more year, 3 more years before the game gets taken down? That is of course hard to know, and it's not the reason why I decided to make this video. Instead, I wanted to talk about why I believe that you should take the opportunity now to play Planetside 2, especially if you haven't played the game before and if you've been thinking to try it out. As some of you guys know, I made a Planetside 2 video quite some time ago, where I was talking about how the game was doing in 2022. It was a part of a series I enjoyed to do on my channel, where I go back and play older FPS games, very often free-to-play titles as well. Some of them I played a lot before, but some of them, like Planetside 2, I haven't played much at all. So what I usually do is that I download the actual game, of course, play and record, collect information about the game and make the video. After that I usually move on and maybe do the same with another game a bit later down the line. This is a pretty fun series or project of mine, since it both awakens some nostalgia around certain games, both for me as a content creator playing the game once more, but also often when it comes to people watching the video, since many of them has also played the actual game back in the days, or is still a very active player, maybe in a small community that is still around after all these years. But when I downloaded Planetside 2, something happened. Even though I knew some about the game from before, and even though I tried it out briefly back in 2013, or was it 2014, I got surprised when it comes to the overall gameplay experience. I had a good time playing and also a good time doing the video, that also did well. So instead of uninstalling the game as I thought I would do and move on, I decided to play more. I usually main as a sniper in most FPS games and have been doing so for a long time, so it felt natural for me to start to explore the sniping possibilities in Planetside 2, especially when it comes to aggressive sniping, or CQC sniping you might say, so I did a series around that as well on my channel. But I also decided to play and learn the other classes as well. At this point I was hooked. So what is it that makes me still want to play Planetside 2? Well, I mentioned that I've had fun playing as a sniper, which for me is quite an important thing most of the time in a game, and kind of an incentive to continue to play that particular game. But there's so much more to it. I like the atmosphere in Planetside 2 overall, and I like that there's quite a lot of depth in possibilities when it comes to developing your loadouts, when it comes to the different classes in the game. And I like that you can specialize in one class only and do that well if that's what you want. And at the same time, you can also become an all-round kind of player that has the ability to switch class during the fights whenever that is needed in order to support your team or fill out a gap, when for example a medic is needed more than ever. Or you can master vehicles, a scythe in the sky, or a tank or harasser on the ground, or you can be the one that takes the sunder with your fellow teammates closer to that point of interest or the enemy base. The bottom line is there's so much to do here if you just want to try and give it some time, and there's quite a lot of variation and possibilities when it comes to how you choose to play the game, as well when it comes to your playstyle within a certain class, as an example. Have I experienced that in any other FPS game that I've ever played before? No, I haven't. Not in this scale and not in this style of a game, meaning a massive sci-fi battlefield kind of a shooter. So by sharing my thoughts and Planetside 2 experiences so far, I hope that more people take the opportunity to try out this free-to-play FPS game before it's too late, meaning before it actually closes shop. Because I now know that I would have regrets if I would have missed out on these opportunities as I see it. Are there flaws in this game? Well, absolutely, there's flaws also in Planetside 2, but for me, the positive things and experiences shines above the negative aspects of the game, so I'll stick to that. I also see continuous updates in this now 11-year-old game, something I haven't always seen when going back playing games that are maybe 6 to 8 years old, but in Planetside 2 that is still happening. I come from a background playing a variety of FPS games such as Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, some competitive in CSGO, but also, as mentioned earlier, some free-to-play FPS titles. And sometimes you're lucky to find a game that suits you and something that you really like and want to come back to for a long period of time. One of those older games that I have enjoyed to play also on the side when it comes to making a video or two is Dirty Bomb. Dirty Bomb and Planetside 2 are very different games and titles, but they have given me almost the same kind of feelings when I've been launching those games, meaning expectation and joy. I wanted to say that since some games can definitely give you a fun and nice experience, but they can also be quite frustrating to play, especially in the long run. And it's almost as if they're designed to do just that. Call of Duty can be such a game, at least for me. But with games such as Planetside 2 and also Dirty Bomb, even though it can be competitive if you want it to be, meaning Dirty Bomb, I've most of the time just had a good time and felt pretty relaxed about the whole experience. I'm a bit off track here, but at the same time I do believe it's important to talk about some of the emotions you might get when playing certain games, also in comparison to others. So Planetside 2 for me is almost like getting into this big sandbox where almost anything can happen, and I still look forward to play it some more. For me it is a very good complement alongside with other games that I cover once in a while on my channel. It feels good to log into Planetside 2 whenever I do that, and even though the game isn't as populated as back in the days, it can still deliver some amazing gameplay moments during peak hours when most players are active. With that said, I once more hope that you'll give the game a try if you haven't, and feel free to share your experiences and thoughts in the comments, since I do read them all and I try to answer them as well. So thanks a lot for watching my video, and if you enjoyed, please give a like, and if you want to watch some more in the future, make sure to subscribe. With that said, have a great day. Cheers.